Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay, so today I want to do a quick story time, which you saw in the title. This is how I went on a date with a married man without knowing. So here's what happened. Okay, so if you're Nigerian or if you're in Nigeria and you live in Lagos, you know somewhere called, I think it's called Black Bell or Black Pearl. I think it's Black Bell. Something. It's in Lekki Phase 1. They make really, 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 really good bread. So a lot of people go there to buy the bread. No matter where you live in Lagos, basically people go there to buy their bread. Their bread is so good. So basically, I used to go there to buy bread. They close about 2 a.m. So I would go at any time possible, really. Whenever I had time, it might be after work, it might be after a long day of shooting, whatever it is, I would go there to get bread before I go home because their bread is really good. So one night I was really craving their bread, so I wanted to get some bread for breakfast tomorrow, breakfast the next day. So I went to go get bread. And then when I went to go get this bread, let's call this guy Jay. So I went to go get bread, and then I got to the place and whatever, and then I had forgotten my card. So when I got in, there was a guy there, but I didn't notice him because I was focused on getting my bread and leaving, because it gets really packed and the bread finishes quite quickly. But they make batches, like a lot of batches throughout the day. So, and they only start selling from like the afternoon time. But anyways, all that's irrelevant. So I got in there, and then there was this guy there, but I didn't notice him. I wasn't paying attention. So I went in, got my bread, and then I left my card in the car. So I went back to the car to get my card, and on my way coming back, this guy was coming out. So he was like, "Hey, can I talk to you?" I was like, "Give me a second. I just want to get my bread." So he said, "Oh, I've paid for it." So I was like, "Uh-huh." I was like, "Okay." And in my mind, I'm thinking, why would you pay for the bread? I mean, it's maximum is 1K for everything, because it's like 500 naira per bread or something, and I got 2. So I was like, okay. So I was like, oh, thank you so much, you know. But in my head, I'm like, why would you pay for my bread? It's 1,000 naira, like it's not even that serious. But I was like, okay, he's trying to be nice, whatever. So I was like, okay, thank you so much, appreciate it. So I'm going, and then he goes, oh, I just wanted to quickly ask something. You're so beautiful, you're so gorgeous. Mind you, this is after a long day, so I look tired as F. I look so tired, but apparently when I look tired, people be chasing me. I don't even understand it. I was so tired. I'm pretty sure I had taken off my wig because I was so tired. So it was just my braids that you could see. And I don't know, Nigerian men like the simpy look. Whenever you have whenever I have my braids out, my wig braids, you guys, I kid you not, so many guys hit on me. I think even more guys hit on me when I have my simpy braids than when I'm looking like spick back. But anyways, so he was like, oh, sister, can I have to think, you know, you look really beautiful. And I'm like, oh, really? Well, I've had a long day, but anyways, thank you, you know. And he's trying to talk to me and whatever, and I'm like, you know what, I really want to go home. I'm really tired. I've had the longest day. So he was like, okay, cool. He's like, can I just please have your number so we can keep in touch? And I was like, you know what, I really don't give out my number to strangers. And he was like having this whole conversation, you know what, you know, I understand that, but it's just one of those situations where we have to get to know each other. Also, you're gonna get to know people if you don't give out your number. This whole long speech. So I was like, you know what, if I see you again another day, I'll give you my number. That was the deal we made. So I left. So fast forward maybe like a week later or something, or like 5 days later, probably a week later, I went back to get some bread. So I was coming out of getting bread, and he saw me, and you could see he was beaming, smiling, beaming. He was beaming. I could see that he was so excited to see me there. So he was like, oh, hey. I was like, hi. And in my head, I was like, crap. So I was like, okay, let me just get bread and just give me pressure. So I got my bread, and I was coming out, and then obviously I saw him, and he was like, oh, so now you promised me that if we saw again a second time, you would give me your number. So what's your number? So I was like, okay, whatever. So I mean, that was the deal. So I gave him my number, and I went home. So he texted me. He was trying to send me messages, you know, not texting me, like messages, WhatsApp, text. He tried to call me, all that stuff, but I wasn't answering because I really genuinely just wasn't interested at this point. You know what I mean? You know, when you're not interested in a guy, you just don't respond to messages, or you just don't see the messages because it's not important. So I would like maybe see his message and maybe like see his message 3 days after they were sent or something like that. So he obviously like had a little go at me. He was like, oh, every time he tries to talk to me, I don't answer him, blah, 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 and this, that, and the other. So there was one night, it was a girls' night out. So me and the girls were all we're going to somewhere called Grill by Jellies in Lagos. And they have really nice food, actually. So yeah, we're going there to just have like a girls' night out, drinks, all that stuff. And then he was like, oh, can we meet up at some point, you know, like this week? So I was like, oh, I'm gonna go out on Thursday with my girls. You can meet me there. You can swing by or something. So he was like, okay, cool. So he rang me And he was like, so this was Thursday. So he rang me and was like, hey, what's up? What's the plan? And I was like, oh, I'm already out with the girls. So, I mean, you can always swing by. So he was like, okay, cool. So I think in his mind, he thought that maybe the girls were going to see him or I was going to invite him in or something. So he calls me. I mean, I was looking fire, mind you. It was girls' night out, but I was looking so fire. I was like, yeah, he should actually see me like this just to redeem myself. Because the day he saw me, I was looking tired as hell with no wig. So I was like, let me redeem myself. So I was like, yeah, he could definitely come through today and see me, right? So he pulled up. So he's like, oh, I'm outside. So I walked outside and I see him chilling in his G-Wagon, white G-Wagon, feeling himself, thinking he's the hottest thing since sliced bread. And he was like, oh, hey, what's up? I was like, boy. So he was like, oh, can I, so are we gonna get back in? I was like, no, there's no need for that. And he was like, oh, I can cover the bill. I was like, that's cool. Like, me and the girls got it. Like, we came out knowing exactly what we're doing. We got it. And he was like, all right, cool, you know, so are we going to go somewhere else? I was like, no, I'm having fun with the girls. I'm chilling with the girls. Night out, all that good stuff. So he was like, oh, okay, cool, no problem. Obviously, he wasn't too happy. But then I saw him, he saw me, and we kept pushing. He went home, or rather, he went out with his boys or whatever. That's fine. Then, fast forward a couple of days or something, a week, 2 weeks or something. He's been sending me messages, you know, trying to talk to me, all that good stuff, whatever. So I was like, okay, you know, whatever. So there was a day he was like, oh, let's do dinner. And I was like, okay, fine, you know, whatever. I was in the mood to eat some food from Ile Eros. It's a really nice restaurant. I put their page right here and their, like, the type of food. The ayamashe dish that I went there for, I'll put it right here on the screen. So I was in the mood to eat some Ile Eros ayamashe. So I was like, okay, yeah, I want to eat some ayamashe and black rice. So I was like, yeah, no problem. We can go to Ile Eros, you know, have some prawn starters, all kinds of things. So he was like, okay, cool, yeah, that's great. So we got there, we're sitting, we're having a conversation. The food is hitting every spot in my body because I love their food. The food is so good, you guys. If you ever go to Lagos, you ever go to Nigeria, Lagos, go to Lekki, go to Ile Eros. Name's right here. So good. You will not be disappointed, I promise. So we were there, and then, you know, we were talking, and then at some point he was like, oh, he had been stalking me. Like, he had checked some of my messages, he had checked my Instagram, stuff like that. I was like, oh, you have Instagram? He's like, no, I don't really have Instagram, but I checked. I was like, in my mind, I was like, why, how did you check? But anyways, whatever, you know, I kept pushing. And then at some point I was like, actually, I haven't stalked you. Because obviously when you don't care about a guy, you don't really pay attention, you know? You just don't care. So I was like, okay. So I was like, actually, I haven't stalked you. Let me check, you know, your name. You know, let me check for you. So there I am on my phone, and I'm like, oh, J, let's say Rumpelstiltskin. So I'm like, J Rumpelstiltskin. Google, and I'm scrolling through Google. And then the next thing I see, oh my God, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you. A Bella Naija post. So I'm like, oh, Bella Naija, okay. So I click on it. And then it's Bella Naija weddings. So I'm like, so I look at the picture and I'm like, so he's looking at me like confused. Like, why am I looking at him shifty? Like, why am I looking at him crazy? And I'm like, and then I go, wait, this is your wedding on Bella Naija, isn't it? And he is literally like, he was so shocked. I don't know how. He was like, he didn't even know the post was there, basically. He was like, what? He was like, yeah. I was like, I was like, hold on, what? You're married? And obviously at this point, there's no lie he could tell. Then he's looking at the picture and he's like, oh wow, this must be my wife. My wife did this. So my wife sent this post to Bella Naija. This must be my wife. She did this. She did this. And I'm like, that's not the point, my guy. Like, whether or not you knew about the post being there is not my business. You should have checked for it a long time ago before you're going around chasing single girls. What rubbish. How insane, you know? I was just like, this guy has the nerve. So he's there looking at it, he's confused, and he starts going into nostalgia moment. He's like, oh, this is my guy, this one, that one. And I'm just sitting there looking at this guy like, this guy must think I'm Boo Boo the Fool or something. I'm so confused. What's going on here? Am I being punked? So I'm looking around like, wait, what? Something is going on. You know? I'm like, so wait, you're married? He goes, yeah. I'm like, how long have you been married? He goes, 10 years. You guys, I kid you not, I almost fell off my chair. I'm not even joking. I literally all of my, not because I cared about him, like I didn't care for him, like I couldn't possibly give a shit, but just because I just had no idea, and I was on a date with a married man, you know. Granted, the restaurant was empty because it was the last shift of the night. You have to book your table, book your time slot. So it was the last slot of the night. But you guys, I kid you not, this is like the second time this kind of bullshit is happening to me. I'll tell you another story about about another married man, the whole situation that I didn't find out until my mom said something funny. Like, that was a whole thing, but I'll do that in a separate video. But this video, you guys, let me just tell you, I was so confused. I was looking so dumbfounded. He obviously realized I wasn't that type of girl. So he was like, oh, yeah, I've been married 10 years. And I'm like, okay, how many kids do you have? He's like, 3. I was like, okay. He's like, 2 boys, 1 girl. So I was like, okay. You guys, I kid you, I was so confused at this point. And this was like, I've eaten my food at this point. I was eating dessert. Like, I was so confused. I kid you not. And then he was like, I was like, so why have you been chasing me for like 5 months or 6 months? Like, why have you been on my case? And he's like, oh, you know, it's just one of those things. He doesn't want to start giving me a story, but, you know, he's just not happy in his marriage. Things have really changed in his marriage. His wife promised him she would do some things, and she didn't do them. And I was like, my guy, if you're unhappy in your marriage, and the marriage, don't go around dating women, dating single girls, pretending like you're single, have no wedding ring on, pretending like you're single, going around dating single girls. What kind of rubbish is that? So I was like, what? See, I was so obsessed. I was so pissed off. He could tell that I was livid. I was like, this guy must clearly think that this is like a cool thing to do. Like, what bullshit? I was so upset. And then he had the audacity to tell me that, oh, yeah, he's unhappy, and, you know, she was supposed to be praying the Quran with him, and she's not. What? Is that a conversation that she goes to church instead? I was like, my guy, you knew she was a Christian before you married her. Like, what kind of rubbish excuse are you giving me? Like, so you're chasing me, think that I will marry you and then become Muslim. Boo-boo. Stop it. Don't do that.
Don't ever do that again.
Ooh! Hit the subscribe button, guys. Thank you. Don't do it to yourself. Just stop. It was such a mess, you guys. I kid you not. I was just like, this is the biggest disaster of life. I was so shocked. And then, as we're heading out, he's like, oh, I mean, all this conversation, obviously, it was like a whole situation, an argument, whatever. I don't shout in public at people. Just don't. I'll do it to you. I mean, in this kind of situation, I can't do it to him outside anyway. I just don't give a fuck. So we went outside. And we're trying to get into our cars, and he's telling me, oh, he's going to be praying. It's Eid is coming up or something. So he's going to be praying for like the next 5 days or something. And he's doing a prayer and fast, you know, for the next 5 days. So he'll call me in 5 days. You guys, I kid you not. I was literally like, I was looking around and I was wondering, can the cameras come out now? This has to be a joke. Like, someone is punking me. Definitely, right? It turns out no one was punking me. It's just what it was. So anyways, so I just, you know, I just told myself, you know what? I know exactly what to do. So I didn't say anything anymore. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, sure. Talk to you then. Because clearly this guy's fucking delusional. So before I even drove out of the parking lot, I blocked him. And I kept it pushing. So yeah. That's my story about how a married man, Nigerian married man, which is what they do. Nigerian married man, Yoruba guy, Muslim, Jay, played me for a fool and tried to date me, a single girl, single Pringle, tried to take me out on a date. Obviously, if I didn't find out that he was married that day, I probably would have, like, I don't even know, maybe we would have gotten to know each other and I would end up dating him and I wouldn't have known that he was married, which is what Nigerian guys do. They prey on girls and they don't tell you their status, which is hilarious because what it is a lot of Nigerian girls and lots of females around the world that will still date you regardless of whether you're married or not. So just go for those type of girls. Don't be going for girls that you know not about their life and then trying to reel them in with bullshit. Like, I think it is so fucked up and it's crazy because I have so many stories about this happening. So many stories. It's ridiculous how many stories I have with this situation. It's ridiculous. Like, it's crazy how many stories I have with this situation, and of people that have gone through the same situation. So my girl and I did a video, a live video about people's situation. Well, my girl and I did a live video about people's instances and scenarios and things that happen to people with Nigerian married men and just married men in general. Nigerian men just don't respect the sanctity of marriage. They just don't. So I'm gonna put some clips right here on the screen. I'll just keep quiet and you can watch this, clips of the screen about me and my girl talking about other people's experience that we read out, because it's insane and I feel like I need to share this. So I'm only saying all this so that you guys can know that when you're dating, if you happen to go to Nigeria and you start dating Nigerian man, please investigate, because more times than not, he's probably getting married, probably in a situationship, probably has a wife somewhere in another country, probably, like, there's just so many things that you can end up getting hurt by. So just make sure that you investigate and make sure that you find out, but do it in a way, actually, fuck it, just investigate, because at the end of the day, if he finds out that you investigate, tell him, look, I'm just trying to be careful, because if you're married, I'm not really trying to get hurt. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna end here, and you guys can just watch the clip, and then let's get to it.
What began, darling? I'm not there. What the fuck is your video mama, bitch? I saw, dark everywhere, lights went off.
Crazy, right?
Next thing, bam, they come on live. I just see a baby girl walking inside. Talking, oh my god, what's going on? Next thing, my mom, because I just kissed hello baby. Couple of hours was on his knee, opening wedding box. Ah! Yay! My life in the public eye. Bruh. I am sick. You know the soundtrack out now. You know those guys that carry the...
You know what, yeah, I'm just gonna end the video here. If you want to watch it, if you want to watch the rest of this clip, it's gonna be on my Instagram page, which is right here on the screen. It's gonna be on my Instagram page, so make sure you go over to my Instagram page and check my IGTV. It'll be there. The whole recording will be there on TV, so make sure you check it out. By the time this video is out, it will definitely be on my Instagram. So go ahead and click it and check it out, because I kid you not, the Nigerian men they play too much. They don't care that they're married. Some will say they're a little married. Some will say married men deserve to have some fun. Some will say there's usually a story of something's wrong, or like their marriage is over, or they're not happy. It's always the most insane shit. So yeah, make sure you check it out. But that's it, guys. I'm gonna end there because I don't want this video to be too long. So thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, thank you so much. Make sure you click the like button, click the subscribe button, and share this post with your friends. And make sure you leave a comment down below and let me know your own experience with Nigerian men and your own experience with Nigerian married men, and what you've learned from it, and whether or not you're still gonna date Nigerian men in your life. Okay, all right. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Guys, make sure you leave a comment down below. I will catch you in my next video. Catch you in my next video. Ciao. This one has just been there hitting my plates in the back.